Unbelievable finish in the Fargo Dome, and I think Coach Stig and I both knew it was going to come down to a last possession. I got so much respect for SDSU and Coach Stiglmeyer and his ball club. They're a great football team, and we talked. It was a 50-50 game, and we made a few plays at the end. And young kids made some few plays at the end, RJ and Carson and stuff, and that's why this league is this league. It's so doggone tough. Every week, week in and week out. And I don't even know how the other teams turned out or did, but I knew that this game was going to come down to the fourth quarter, and I'm sure glad I don't have to prepare for Zenner or Sumner or Schneider anymore, because those three guys are unbelievable players, and talking to them after the game, obviously they're unbelievable people and unbelievable young men. So my hat's off to our guys for finding a way, and the Fargo Dome is pretty special, and we survive and advance, so I'll take any questions.
How surprised were you when they came out with direct snaps to Zenner for about 8 straight plays, and what were they doing that made it so tough to defend that?
Same thing they did to us in 2011. Really, I mean, it was their same thing they did in 2011, and they drove it down on us in 2011 and scored a touchdown right before half. Any of you guys that were at that game in Brookings, you remember exactly what they did. We prepped for it for the first time we played them, didn't see it, and give those guys credit. We didn't prep for that phase of their game because we hadn't seen it other than on the red zone or on the goal line, and they did some really good things, and we made some adjustments at halftime to slow it down, but they've got so much arsenal in their offense that I thought they did a great job with that phase of it.
Urzendowski, Dempsey, and Wentz were 3 guys who hadn't done these positions before, Chris, and they stepped up on that last couple minutes of the game and made all the big plays that you need to make, and that's...
RJ's not a true freshman anymore, is he? I mean, he's played 13 games now. He's not a true freshman. And we talked when Zach got hurt, and we lose our top receiver, Vrag goes out. I went over there and grabbed Kerry and Gephardt and RJ and said, okay, guys, you guys got to step up. And you guys are all playmakers. Let's go make some plays. And Carson's got unbelievable poise. We all know that. And he made some great decisions and some unbelievable throws and great catches.
Freshman, though, in a contested catch in that situation, being able to have the ability to make that play in this tense situation.
It's an unbelievable play by that young man, but all through fall camp, now you know why he played. We'd get in that same situation in the red zone, and he'd be one-on-one with C.J. Smith or with Jordan Champion, and he'd go up and make that play. And we were like, this kid's ready to play. And the lights aren't too big for RJ, and that was proven out again today.
A lot of mistakes, Chris. A lot of penalties this game. What?
Boy, there sure was. And I'd have hated to come into our guys and tell them, sorry, we didn't win that game. There was a lot of things that from a penalty, with the false starts and all that other stuff, those things we got to get cleaned up. I'm not changing the way we play in the secondary. We're a physical, get after you, up in your face secondary, and they called them today. So that's what it is. But we're not changing what we do.
Chris, this is about as dramatic as a win since Georgia Southern. How does that compare to this game?
It's probably pretty similar, other than the fact that it's our rival, it's a conference opponent. It's we've played them so many times, and again in the playoffs. That it's I think it's as big a win as I've been involved with. Here at NDSU, obviously the national championship games are unbelievable, but it ranks right up there with the Georgia Southern game.
You got Dempsey on the field in the final few seconds there. Obviously, you put a freshman in that position. You must have some confidence in him.
Yeah, we do. We do have confidence in Trey, and Trey's a guy that the stage isn't too big. We got on him. He misaligned on a time, and they were able to make a play, and he came to the sideline, and I got on him a little bit, but. He also knows I love him and I care about him, and I said, you got to move forward and you got to go to the next play. And that's what we always talk about, win the next play anyway. And once we got that touchdown, we said we're going to go with our nickel defense. And Trey, you got to step up and make a play. And he did a great job. I really applaud Matt for changing the coverage up. You know, we'd been playing a lot of the same couple calls, and Matt made a great call, and we were able to slide underneath that comeback.
Was the game ever in doubt for you?
Yeah, the whole way. You know, even with even with those guys, even when there was 43 seconds and they had all 3 timeouts, I said to Coach Polsek, we've got to get a first down, and Croc said, we'll get one. You know, we're going to get a first down because, you know, they use their timeouts and there's 20 seconds left, and you've got 2 6'5" wide receivers that are great players and a quarterback with the unbelievable moxie that kid has. Shoot, they could have gotten themselves in field goal range.
What about Rock?
I don't know what the injury was, Jeff. We'll find out. I don't know.
I guess you talk about having confidence in Carson, but I mean, this is a situation he hasn't faced at all, you know, in a game situation. I mean, how big was this for him to, I guess, kind of pass this test?
Oh, I think it's really important for him in his confidence that you're right. We've had some 2-minute situations, but never of the magnitude of this. And for him to be able to step up and make some plays, and I thought he threw some great balls, and a couple of them we didn't hang on to, but he made some really good plays, and that's the type of kid he is, you know. And I think sometimes he's pretty underrated in our league for a guy that can do all the things that he can do with his arm as well as his legs.
What did you see in his eyes or demeanor in that last drive?
Same cool, calm kid he is all the time, whether it's at practice or whether it's in the locker room or whether it's the first drive or last drive. There's no panic in Carson. That's why he's such a great player.
Chris, talk about that quick turnaround after you built that 14-0 lead.
Well, they did I thought they adjusted pretty well on defense to shutting down some of our run game that we were having success with in the first half, or first quarter, I should say. I thought they did a great job. And then the back-to-back penalties that we had, the personal foul on a late hit out of bounds, and then the holding penalty on a 3rd and forever, I think that really changed the momentum. And then they were able to score, and then they shut us down and got a short field. And, you know, when it was 14-0, trust me, I didn't think this was going to be a 38-7 game. I knew that was a long ways away from being over, similar to when they came down and tied it up 14 and go up 17-14. I didn't see any panic in our guys' eyes either, that they said, okay, this is the hand we're dealt, let's go play.
Trey's been playing all year. How big was that moment for him to have all the experience he's had all season to come up with a play like that?
Well, I think it'll give him a tremendous amount of confidence, too, that he made a great play on one of the top wide receivers in our league, and he made the catch. You know, I couldn't see it from my vantage point, but it didn't look like it was an easy catch, and he was able to haul it in and get a foot down. And I was so happy for him because he needed to make a play for his own, you know, confidence to say, hey, I belong at this stage and on this level. And he came up with a huge play.